Today, my friends, we open the doors to a world where tiny pieces of metal carry giant stories, a world filled with forgotten treasures, hidden errors, and coins worth far more than anyone ever imagined. Here on HD Rare Coins 111, we don't just show coins, we reveal the mysteries they've kept buried for decades. So get ready, because the coin you're about to discover might be sitting in someone's pocket right now, waiting for the right eyes to notice its true value. Stay with me, stay focused, and let's begin this incredible journey into the heart of American coin history, where every shine, every scratch, and every small detail has a story to tell and a treasure to reveal. Top 1. Today we travel back in time through a single copper coin that almost everyone has held, spent, or ignored without a second thought, yet very few have truly understood. The Lincoln 1-cent penny of 1971 may look ordinary at first glance, but hidden within its metal is a story of American history, minting secrets, and rare mistakes that can turn a simple pocket change coin into a collector's dream. As you listen carefully, imagine this penny passing from hand to hand, unaware of the attention it would one day receive. The year 1971 was a turning point for the United States. America was changing socially, economically, and culturally, and the coins produced that year quietly recorded that moment in time. The Lincoln penny continued to honor Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of unity and strength, with his familiar portrait facing right. The coin still carried the warm copper tone that collectors love, made mostly of copper before later changes in composition altered the sound and feel of the penny forever. What makes the 1971 Lincoln penny fascinating is not just its design, but the massive number of coins produced. Millions were struck, flowing rapidly from the mint into everyday circulation. Because so many were made, most people assume this coin cannot be special. That assumption is exactly why rare examples slip through unnoticed. Among these millions, a small number were born different, and those differences are where the real excitement begins. Collectors pay close attention to the smallest details, and with this penny, details matter more than ever. Some coins show doubled lettering, where the date or the word Liberty appears slightly shadowed or doubled due to a misalignment during the minting process. These doubling errors are not wear or damage, they are mint-made mistakes that occurred in a fraction of a second, creating a coin that stands apart from the rest. Another variety that sparks collector interest is the off-center strike. These coins were not properly aligned when struck, leaving part of the design missing and creating an unusual, eye-catching appearance. Each off-center penny is unique, making collectors eager to find one with a clear date and strong visual appeal. The more dramatic and well-preserved the error, the more attention it receives. Planchet errors also play a role in the legend of the 1971 penny. Some coins were struck on imperfect metal blanks, resulting in cracks, laminations, or missing metal. These flaws tell a story of the minting process itself, revealing how even advanced machinery can produce unexpected results. For collectors, these imperfections are not flaws at all, but fingerprints of history. Condition is another powerful factor. While most 1971 pennies show wear from years of circulation, a small number survived in brilliant, untouched condition. Coins with sharp details, original luster, and no signs of damage stand out dramatically. When such high-grade coins also feature rare errors, their desirability increases even more, capturing the attention of serious collectors and auction houses. What truly makes this penny exciting is the idea that it could still be out there. It might be sitting in a jar, a drawer, or an old collection passed down through generations. Many rare coins are discovered not by experts, but by everyday people who take a closer look and ask questions. That sense of discovery is what keeps coin lovers watching, searching, and learning. Collectors listen carefully to stories like this because knowledge is power in the world of coin collecting. Understanding what to look for transforms a common penny into a potential treasure. The 1971 Lincoln penny teaches us that rarity is not always about age, but about uniqueness, preservation, and the tiny moments when something went slightly wrong at the mint. That if you have old pennies, now is the perfect time to examine them closely. Look at the date, the letters, the surface, and the strike. Compare them, rotate them under light, and notice what feels different. Many collectors have started their journey with a single coin, just like this one, and discovered a lifelong passion. As we come to the end of this story, remember that a rare error or high-grade 1971 Lincoln 1-cent penny has reached a real market and auction value of $10,000. If you have coins of your own, comment below and tell us what you found so we can help you learn more about them. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more fascinating coin stories, and make sure to like this video so more coin lovers can enjoy and learn from it. Top 2. We slow down and really look at the small details most people rush past. We arrive at a humble copper coin that quietly carries the spirit of the 1970s. The Lincoln 1-cent penny of 1974 is not loud or flashy, yet it has a story that deserves careful listening. This is a coin that lived through an era of change in America, passing through countless hands while holding secrets that only patient collectors ever discovered. In 1974, the United States Mint was producing pennies in enormous numbers to meet everyday demand. Inflation was rising, costs were changing, and copper itself was becoming more valuable. The Lincoln penny still featured the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, strong and dignified, with crisp lettering and a solid presence. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial stood quietly, symbolizing history, memory, and endurance. At first glance, this penny looks like millions of others, and that is exactly why it is so often overlooked. What makes the 1974 Lincoln penny interesting is not how rare it seems, but how rare certain versions truly are. Most examples show heavy wear from circulation, softened details, and darkened surfaces. But a small number survived in remarkable condition, never spending much time in pockets or cash registers. These coins, preserved with sharp details and glowing original luster, immediately catch the eye of serious collectors. Errors are where this coin story becomes exciting. Some 1974 pennies display double die errors, where parts of the date or inscriptions appear slightly doubled due to a misalignment during the hubbing process. These are not shadows or damage from use, but true minting mistakes that occurred before the coin ever entered circulation. When clear and bold, these doubling effects dramatically increase collector interest. Another fascinating category is the off-center strike. These coins were struck when the planchet was not perfectly positioned, resulting in a design that appears shifted, with missing areas and unusual shapes. Off-center 1974 pennies with visible dates are especially desirable, because they combine visual drama with historical clarity. Each one is different, making them feel like one-of-a-kind pieces of mint history. Collectors also search for die cracks and cuts on this coin. These occur when the die used to strike the coin begins to fail, leaving raised lines or blobs of metal on the surface. Far from being damage, these marks are evidence of the die's final moments, frozen forever in copper. The larger and more dramatic the crack, the more attention it attracts among specialists. Metal flaws add yet another layer of intrigue. Some 1974 pennies show lamination errors, where the metal peels or separates due to improper bonding during production. These imperfections give the coin texture and character, reminding us that even mass-produced money is made by machines that are not perfect. To collectors, these errors are tangible proof of the minting process itself. Condition ties everything together. A normal 1974 penny in worn condition may be worth only face value, but when you combine exceptional preservation with a genuine mint error, the story changes completely. Coins graded at the highest levels, especially those with blazing red color and no wear, are fiercely competed for at auctions. They represent the absolute best survivors of their year. What keeps collectors watching and listening is the possibility that these coins are still out there. Many rare examples are discovered by people who simply decided to look closer. A jar of old pennies, a forgotten collection, or an inherited box can hold surprises that rewrite expectations. The 1974 Lincoln penny reminds us that rarity often hides in plain sight. This coin teaches patience and curiosity. It encourages collectors to slow down, study details, and appreciate the history pressed into copper. Every line, letter, and flaw tells a story of a moment in time when America was changing, and the mint was racing to keep up. As this journey comes to a close, remember that a high-grade 1974 Lincoln 1-cent penny with a significant mint error has achieved a real market and auction value of $5,000. If you have pennies of your own, comment below and share what you found so the channel can help you learn more about them. Be sure to subscribe for more fascinating coin stories, and don't forget to like this video so more coin lovers can discover the hidden value in everyday coins. Top 3. We slow everything down and focus on a single copper coin that most people have seen thousands of times but almost never truly noticed. The Lincoln 1-cent penny of 1975 comes from a decade filled with change, uncertainty, and quiet transformation in the United States. This small coin passed through busy hands, gas stations, grocery stores, and school lunch lines, carrying history without anyone realizing its deeper story. By 1975, the American economy was under pressure, and the value of copper itself was becoming a serious concern. The United States Mint was producing pennies in huge quantities to keep commerce moving, striking them day and night. On the front, Abraham Lincoln's familiar portrait remained steady and calm, a symbol of strength during uncertain times. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial stood tall, detailed with columns so fine that even a tiny flaw could change a coin's destiny. At first glance, the 1975 penny appears common, and in many ways it is. Millions were made, and most show clear signs of wear today. Yet within this ocean of ordinary coins, a small number were created with unusual characteristics that collectors search for tirelessly. These rare varieties transform an everyday penny into something worth studying closely. One of the most talked about features of the 1975 Lincoln penny is doubling. Some coins show doubled letters or numbers, especially in the date or the inscriptions. This doubling was caused during the die creation process, not by damage after the coin was made. True double die errors show separation and thickness that cannot be ignored once you know what to look for, and collectors value them because they represent a mistake locked in metal forever. Another exciting error involves off-center strikes. When the blank planchet was not properly seated during striking, the design ended up shifted, leaving part of the coin blank and part heavily detailed. Off-center 1975 pennies with a visible date are especially prized, because they combine dramatic appearance with identifiable history. Each one is unique, making collectors feel as if they are holding a one-of-a-kind artifact. Die cracks and cuds also add to this coin's appeal. As dies wore down from heavy use, cracks formed, transferring raised lines and shapes onto the coin's surface. Some cracks are thin and subtle, while others are bold and unmistakable. These features show the final moments of a working die, giving collectors a glimpse into the intense production demands of the era. Metal errors make the story even richer. Lamination errors, where the metal begins to peel or split, occurred when impurities were present in the copper alloy. These flaws give the coin texture and depth, turning what might seem like damage into something historically fascinating. For collectors, these errors are proof that perfection was never guaranteed. Even at the United States Mint, condition plays a powerful role in value. While worn 1975 pennies are common, coins that survived in exceptional condition are surprisingly scarce. Pennies with sharp details, original mint luster, and bright red surfaces stand out immediately. When such condition is paired with a genuine mint error, the coin moves into an entirely different category of desirability. What keeps collectors listening closely is the fact that these coins can still be found today. Many rare examples were discovered by ordinary people checking old jars, inherited collections, or forgotten rolls of pennies. The idea that a valuable coin could still be hiding in plain sight makes this story exciting and personal for every viewer. The 1975 Lincoln penny teaches an important lesson in coin collecting. Value is not always about age or rarity alone, but about knowledge, observation, and patience. A tiny detail missed by millions can become the reason a single coin is remembered, studied, and admired decades later. As this story comes to an end, remember that a high-grade 1975 Lincoln 1-cent penny with a notable mint error has reached a real market and auction value of $7,000. If you have pennies of your own, comment below and tell us what you found so the channel can help you learn more about them. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more fascinating coin stories, and don't forget to like this video so more coin lovers can discover the hidden history in everyday change. Top 4. We pause and take a deep look at a small copper coin that quietly marked the end of an era. The Lincoln 1-cent penny of 1979 came into existence at a fascinating moment in American history, when the nation was standing on the edge of major change. Most people spent this penny without a second thought, yet collectors know that within its simple design lies a story worth listening to very carefully. The year 1979 was significant for the United States. Economic pressures, rising metal costs, and changes in minting technology were all shaping the future of American coinage. This penny was among the last of its kind, made primarily of copper, giving it a weight, sound, and feel that later pennies would lose forever. In your hand, it feels solid, almost stubborn, as if it knew it was part of the final chapter of a long tradition. On the front of the coin, Abraham Lincoln's portrait remains calm and dignified, unchanged yet deeply familiar. Every line in his face tells a story of leadership and endurance. The word liberty sits quietly beside him, while the date 1979 anchors the coin in a specific moment in time. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial stands with its fine columns, a design that demands close attention because even the smallest flaw can change a coin's importance. At first glance, the 1979 penny seems common. Millions were struck and circulated heavily, and most examples today show wear, dull color, and softened details. But collectors understand that true value is rarely found on the surface. Within this massive production, a small number of coins were created with unusual characteristics that make them rare, exciting, and highly desirable. One of the most important varieties collectors search for is doubling. Some 1979 pennies display doubled lettering or numbers, especially in the date and inscriptions. This is not caused by wear or damage, but by a misalignment during the die creation process. True double die errors show clear separation and thickness that can be seen even without magnification once you know what to look for. Off-center strikes add another layer of intrigue. These coins were struck when the blank planchet was not perfectly aligned, causing part of the design to be missing while another part appears stretched or distorted. Off-center pennies with a visible date are especially valuable, because they combine dramatic visual appeal with clear identification. Each one tells a story of a single moment when the minting process went slightly wrong. Die cracks and cuts are also found on some 1979 pennies. As minting dies wore down under constant use, cracks formed and transferred raised lines or blobs of metal onto the coin. These marks are not damage but evidence of a die nearing the end of its life. Collectors prize these features because they freeze a fleeting moment of mint history in copper. Metal errors make the story even more compelling. Some coins show lamination errors, where the metal peels or separates due to impurities in the alloy. Others display rough or uneven surfaces caused by defective planchets. These flaws give each coin a unique personality, turning what might seem imperfect into something historically meaningful. Condition plays a powerful role in determining value. While worn 1979 pennies are everywhere, coins that survived in exceptional condition are surprisingly scarce. Pennies with sharp details, strong strikes, original luster, and bright red color stand out instantly. When high condition meets a genuine mint error, collectors take notice, and competition can become intense. What keeps coin lovers listening closely is the idea that these pennies are still out there. Many rare discoveries are made by everyday people checking old jars, inherited collections, or forgotten rolls tucked away for decades. The 1979 Lincoln penny reminds us that treasure does not always come from ancient times. Sometimes it comes from yesterday's pocket change. This coin teaches patience, curiosity, and attention to detail. It invites collectors to slow down and really look, to appreciate the quiet beauty of copper and the stories hidden within it. Every line, flaw, and shine reflects a moment in American history when the old ways were about to change forever. As we reach the end of this journey, remember that a high-grade 1979 Lincoln 1-cent penny with a significant mint error has achieved a real market and auction value of $8,000. If you have coins of your own, comment below and tell us about them so the channel can help you learn more. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more captivating coin stories, and don't forget to like this video so more coin lovers can discover the hidden value in everyday pennies. Top 5. We pause the rush of everyday life and focus on a penny that belongs to a moment of quiet transformation in American history. The Lincoln 1-cent penny of 1981 may seem modern compared to older coins, yet it carries a powerful story that many collectors overlook. This is a coin born during change, shaped by new materials, new minting challenges, and unexpected mistakes that turned ordinary cents into extraordinary discoveries. By 1981, the United States Mint was adjusting to rising metal costs and evolving production methods. The familiar copper sound of earlier pennies was beginning to fade, replaced by a lighter feel that signaled a new era. Still, the Lincoln penny kept its iconic look. Abraham Lincoln's portrait remained steady and thoughtful, a reminder of continuity during a time when much else was shifting. The Lincoln Memorial on the reverse stood firm, its tiny columns demanding careful attention from anyone willing to truly look. Most 1981 pennies were used heavily. They traveled through vending machines, school cafeterias, and busy cash registers, slowly collecting marks of daily life. Because of this, well-preserved examples are far less common than many people realize. Collectors know that finding a sharp, clean 1981 penny with strong detail is already a challenge. Even before errors are considered, the excitement begins when we talk about varieties and mint errors. One of the most sought-after features on the 1981 Lincoln penny is doubling. Some coins show doubled letters or numbers, especially in the date, the word Liberty, or the motto. This doubling happened during the die creation process and is completely different from damage or wear. True double die errors show clear separation and thickness that instantly capture a collector's attention. Another fascinating error is the off-center strike. These pennies were struck when the metal blank was not properly aligned, causing part of the design to be missing and part to appear distorted. Off-center 1981 pennies with a visible date are especially desirable, because they clearly show both the error and the identity of the coin. Each one tells the story of a single imperfect moment at the mint. die cracks and cuts add even more depth to this coin story. As dies wore out from heavy use, cracks formed and transferred raised lines or blobs onto the coin's surface. These marks are not damage, they are evidence of stress and pressure inside the minting process. Some cracks are thin and subtle, while others are bold and dramatic, turning a simple penny into a conversation piece. Metal-related errors also appear on some 1981 pennies. Lamination errors, where layers of metal peel or separate, occurred when the bonding process failed. These coins often look rough or uneven, but to collectors, that texture is history made visible. It shows that even in modern times, minting perfection was never guaranteed. Condition plays a crucial role in determining which of these pennies become truly valuable. Most examples today are dull and worn, but coins that survived in brilliant condition stand out immediately. Strong strikes, clean surfaces, and original luster make a huge difference. When high condition meets a genuine mint error, the result is a coin that collectors compete fiercely to own. What makes this story so compelling is the idea that these coins are still out there. Many rare 1981 pennies are discovered by people who simply decided to look closer. A forgotten jar, an old roll of cents, or a family collection can hold surprises that change how we see everyday money. This possibility keeps coin lovers listening carefully and checking every detail. The 1981 Lincoln penny teaches an important lesson. Rarity is not always about age, but about attention, survival, and the small mistakes that slip through massive production. It reminds us that even modern coins can carry mystery, value, and excitement for those willing to learn. As we reach the end of this journey, remember that a high-grade 1981 Lincoln 1-cent penny with a major mint error has reached a real market and auction value of $6,000. If you have pennies of your own, comment below and tell us what you found so the channel can help you learn more about them. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more fascinating coin stories, and don't forget to like this video so more coin lovers can discover the hidden value inside everyday change.